you. love has inspired some of humanity's most beautiful acts. It has also inspired some of its most desperate ones. Across centuries, across cultures, across families, across lifetimes, countless attempts have been made to reach into the course of love and change its direction. Hands have been extended toward what was leaving. Attention has been fixed upon what could not be forgotten. Words have been spoken, rituals performed, promises made, forces consulted, signs sought, and unseen realms approached in the hope that love might arrive, return, remain, choose differently, feel differently, or follow a different path. The story appears in many forms, yet it is never truly about the ritual, the practice, the tradition, the lineage, or the method itself. Those are only the outer garments. Beneath them lies something far older. The belief that love can be guided more successfully by intervention than by its own nature. The belief that the heart's journey can be improved through influence. The belief that destiny becomes wiser when touched by control. And yet, generation after generation, lifetime after lifetime, the same lesson continues to wait patiently beneath the surface. Love may be invited. Love may be welcomed. Love may be cherished. But the moment love is asked to abandon its freedom, something essential begins to disappear. Not because freedom stands against love, because freedom is part of love. Without it, something else takes its place. Expectation. Attachment. Fixation. Fear. The desire to know an outcome before it has arrived. The desire to secure what has not yet chosen to remain. The desire to reach beyond the natural unfolding of a connection and place a hand upon its course. This is not a judgment. It is not a condemnation of those who have walked such paths. Human history is filled with longing, filled with unanswered questions, filled with goodbyes that were never understood, filled with connections that seemed impossible to release, filled with hopes that searched for a doorway wherever one could be found. Many roads have been taken in the name of love. Some visible, some hidden, some inherited through ancestral memory, some carried quietly from other lifetimes, some repeated without ever being questioned, some wrapped in beauty, some wrapped in suffering. Yet all of them eventually arrive before the same threshold, the realization that no ritual can create what the soul itself does not choose. No influence can replace genuine feeling. No force can create authentic devotion. No intervention can transform attachment into love. And no attempt to control the movement of a heart can produce the peace that only freedom provides. There is great compassion in seeing this clearly. Compassion for every person who searched. Compassion for every person who waited. Compassion for every person who carried hope into places where hope gradually became burden. Compassion for every story that remained unfinished. Compassion for every inherited pattern that traveled through generations seeking resolution. Compassion for every old memory still seeking rest. From compassion comes understanding. From understanding comes forgiveness. Not forgiveness that excuses, not forgiveness that denies, but forgiveness that releases the need to keep carrying what has already taught its lesson. And as old burdens begin to loosen, something remarkable becomes possible. The struggle surrounding love begins to grow quiet. The constant reaching begins to soften. The old entanglements no longer demand the same attention. The past no longer stands between the heart and the present moment. Space begins to appear. Space where old stories once stood. Space where old influences once lingered. Space where old attempts once continued their work. And within that space, authentic love no longer needs to be searched for through effort or secured through control. It becomes recognizable by its nature, by the absence of force, by the absence of fear, by the absence of manipulation, by the absence of the need to make it become something other than what it already is. And perhaps that is where healing truly begins. Not when love is finally obtained, not when love is finally controlled, but when everything that stood between love and its natural expression is finally allowed to rest.